One of the residents spoken to by MUVI TV News revealed
once at the body and then off they could go. They could never discover the body to say who is this person, what had that body was discovered. Others were saying it's from Tendere, but people that were coming from Tendere couldn't also recognize the body. So that's how we took it up to say no.
Margaret Chota, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
A 62-year-old woman of Makalanguzu compound in Kazungula district has called on well-wishers to come to her aid with the provision of a wheelchair as she is currently depending on walking aids. Mary Mukusi, who had her leg amputated due to the medical condition, is unable to make movement as her condition is worsening, making her mobility almost impossible. She, however, calls on government and other well-wishers to assist her with a wheelchair and enable her to be self-reliant on personal activities.
Mukusi, a Makalanguzu resident of Kazungula district who is in need of a walking aid with the provision of a wheelchair. Miss Mukusi had a leg amputated. Miss Mukusi says she is in need of a wheelchair as her other leg is beginning to have a problem.
So kamunga kaja kanankala chika pina 4 days kawolesa kwendo yonse. So kwenda ku hospital akutia na ijubiwe kwendo. Mimi wanabula ijubiwe kutia tibani tandiza ko wheelchair at least ni ziguva chabe mu wheelchair muja mzunguluka kumiyadi. So hapa ni problem ni onkala chabe waona kwendo nayo kuti ayambako hapa pakutunyamuke uende pakala nchito.
She further says the social cost transfer funds are located.
So mimi tunafolera mu Juni July yapita kaunga kayunga tikudia rola
needs help as she is not in a position to help herself.
DP President AFRICA-LITOVIA has resigned from his position as party president from the party itself, announcing his resignation at a media briefing Sunday morning in Lusaka. Mr. Kalaba says he will now proceed to lodge in an application for a formation of another political party, which will soon be announced. Also, of the ongoing case in the courts of law, he adds that he is concerned with the manner in which the case has been handled, and he is now tasked with preparing to participate in the 2026 general elections.
Helped to build, having lifted it from a dormant state to participating in the 2021 election from the DP. We are now proceeding to lodge in an application for the formation of another political party. And I'll do it myself. I'm not going to use surrogates this time. I'll do it myself. So that they don't say, no, you're sent. I will do it myself. As you may be aware, while I'm optimistic about the future of our judiciary, I am concerned by the manner in which our case has been handled. And for this reason, I've decided to step out. We are going to adjudicate within 3-4 months, and this thing was going to be over. So we waited, hoping that the courts would say whether it is AFRICA-LITOVIA who is president or who is not president of the party. It didn't happen. Just over this matter. We have had to write in February this year, even to the Chief Justice, over this same matter. In May, when the first ruling was done, there were issues we wanted to appeal. But because we didn't want to procrastinate the process, we said, let's just leave it. Let the courts adjudicate. Let them tell us whether I was legitimately elected at the convention or not. International PR that is aimed at projecting it to squeeze itself in a sheep's skin. A leadership that is keen on creating deals through its offshore linkages, as opposed to dealing with the inadequacy in the country's social services. Stopping us now. This train is moving in full motion. For those who believe in the cause of a Zambia that represents the rise in 2026, to you, the youths who believe that Zambia deserves to be an economic hub of the region, going by the main natural resources the country is endowed with. I urge you to join me, and let's start working together so that we build a movement that will take back power from self-serving imperialists. Join me as we embark on this journey to transfer the wealth of the nation and shelve it in their offshore accounts.
Meanwhile, Democratic Party Vice President Judith Kabemba has rubbished claims by party President AFRICA-LITOVIA that he has resigned, saying he was never president of the party. On Sunday morning, Mr. Kalaba announced his resignation from the party, citing health.
As Democratic Party, we want to set record straight. We have seen news going around that Mr. Kalaba has resigned from the DP, and we want to set records. And it is a fact that the DP constitution has no position of a party president. And therefore, you cannot resign from a position which does not exist in a party hierarchy and a position you have never held. So that is typical of Mr. Kalaba. He has seen that the court process and everything that he has submitted to the court is nothing but lies, and he wanted to pull a fast one to resign. And true to our word, today it happened. When we told the nation that this guy is a masquerader, people didn't believe. They thought we were lying. But today, thank God that we have been vindicated. Secondly, let me set warning. Know that we are aware about the forgery that happened at the Registrar of Societies, the documents that were forged, and those documents have been subjected to forensic expert audit, and they have proved that they are fake documents. And so Precious Ntambo should watch. She will end up rotting in jail. And thirdly, let me tell Mr. AFRICA-LITOVIA that we know that he is in possession of a number of party property of the party. And so he needs to surrender to Mr. Evans Chilambwe, the Secretary General of the party, the legitimate and democratically elected Secretary General of the party. He'll be opening another page. And we want to tell the nation that we'll be having a press briefing on Wednesday, and we will give more detail. But for now, for us, it's a joyous day. We are celebrating because we have finally been vindicated.
It is a well-known fact that beer has contributed to Zambia's economy through tax levies and job creation that liquor industry has provided. This is evident from the $80 million United States investment that Zambia Breweries has pledged to teenagers. Hence the call by Ban Alcohol campaign leader Dr. Brian Sampa provides a discussion on how consumption of alcohol.
This is MUVI Television editorial segment, and welcome to read. In this edition, we look at the Ban Alcohol campaign initiated by Emirates. It must be noted that beer in Zambia contributes significantly to the country's gross domestic product (GDP). For avoidance of doubt, Zambia Breweries recently announced an $80 million investment into the Osaka plant, indication of how liquor business in Zambia has become lucrative as
the road is really bad, so I have fallen almost several times just on the same road. So I am appealing to the government and to all the well-wishers who can come on board and help us to put a dam here so that others' lives can be saved. But we have a road, and then to Boyanga Tingi road, Tiane but road until today, road Yoyan Kanga. So down Pachomena to the road. Nevuta maningi munandu a lot. So hapa anifera onda hapa, so ni road hapa. But nitama kinishivintu viribevu.
However, speaking when he toured the road Saturday, Mafinga constituency Member of Parliament Robert Chabinga had good news for the aggrieved residents. Mr. Chabinga has called for calm as he is doing everything to see to it that the dreaded state of Isoka Muyombe Road is changed.
The government will make sure that these bad spots kwamba pachirumbi pachenda usiku
na yenye charamuka
na charamuka
nishimwatovwira
and from here to pacharamuka so that also we check on that point but I can assure you that we are doing something this year but for the many arrangement is museo oyu tukumba wepa budget so ngati wapa budget next year there will be no excuse yotazamu tazamuchita. So I just want to assure you that as your member of parliament kugonacha.
The lawmaker is in the constituents for a 2 days working visit to check as well as commission various developmental projects. For MUVI TV News, I'm Kaptula Afias in Mafinga.
Meanwhile, deviant of the Patriotic Front PF Party's view, which has largely labeled the United Party for National Development UPND administration as a failure, PF Mafinga Member of Parliament Robert Chabinga says it is unreasonable to term the party in government as a failure with only about 11 months in office. Mr. Chabinga charges that there is nothing tangible that can take shape within the months the UPND has been in administration. He has since called on citizens to give the UPND more time upon in which to evaluate its works.
Solidarity. Let's work together as the community and yourself as the member of parliament as well as let's support the government of the day. Why should we start insulting when the people have just been in government just for few months? I know others will say no, there's something wrong. No, that's not it. Let's be real. Even me have attacked me. I've just been there, I'm clocking almost a year. I wasted the first 5 months. I was petitioned. I delayed. Then next it was January.
Yes, January.
It was rainy season, and you know our areas. It is when it's rainy season. I should not be seeing same people because the same people are where these roads are. I should come in the constituency and see the people when it's dry like this, so that I'm able to see everyone in all the corners. Because I'm a member of parliament for the whole entire Mafinga, not for specific chiefdom, not specific people, individuals, not at all. I want to work for the people and together support the ideologies and the president's ideas the way he wants to run the country. Because as I'm on the ground, I'm part of government, except I'm coming from the legislature.
Exactly.
But we need to work together in order to better men.
We now take our first break.
How to send and receive money to and from other networks. Step 1. Get some fresh air. Step 2. Say hello to a friend and save his time. Step 3. Bail a bro by sending him money directly on his phone. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winning is back on MUVI TV, your channel of choice. And this time around is called the New Deal Game Show. It's a deal. Stand a chance to win yourself a variety of household goods ranging from TV sets, fridges, and sofa sets. And there's so many latest phones that are up for grabs. Not forgetting Luzulu, Chelete, cash money. There's a lot of money that is up for grabs every day that you're going to participate on the show, be it daily, weekly, and at the end, which is a grand draw. So how to play? Dial *265 *13275 and then the amount that you're drawing for, which could be daily 2 kwacha, weekly 3 kwacha, and grand 5 kwacha. That is all you got to do to participate in the New Deal game show. Come and win. So stand a chance to win anyway!
MUVI Television will be exhibiting at this year's Agricultural and Commercial Show, which holds from the 27th of July
stands to win 250,000 kwacha each race, plus 100,000 kwacha in our end of season draw. 4 to flag, free to enter, no under 18, regulated by the Lotteries Board.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Local Government Service Commission Chairperson Axon Sejani has moved into the Lusaka City Council primarily to conduct a staff qualification audit to deal with staff-related matters countrywide. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Sejani says the exercise carried out is to identify employees holding inadequate Grade 12 certificates and other gaps in local authorities. Mr. Sejani adds that Zambia Qualification Authority and the Examination Council of Zambia must be part of the selection of the qualifications order to remove crooks from their positions.
Will be slightly a little bit more lenient to certain categories. Those who are missing a subject, such as English, to get their full grade 12 certificate, will be required to immediately upgrade their qualifications. If they don't do so, they are out. They know who they are, we have them here, and they will dutifully check on them. So, those who are not qualified must immediately night study and upgrade themselves. Is a list of people who are illegally employed, are not in good standing with the Commission, and I will go in a little bit of detail.
Family Development Initiatives FDI team leader Yusuf Ayami says the recruitment of 30,496 teachers by government is a milestone in the growth and empowerment of families. Speaking in a video made available to media, Mr. Ayami has urged the new recruits to accept to work anywhere they will be posted without fail for betterment of the country. He has since called on government to generate a new consolidated list of those who will not report for work after appointment, adding that this will enable government to further recruit more teachers to fill up the gap created by those who would not have taken up the jobs. Meanwhile, Mr. Ayami has further thanked government for releasing 2.6 billion kwacha to clear outstanding retirement packages for pensioners.
It means that 30,000 people have been given, a job. Those that did not have a job, there's that job. So government has to be commended for that. However, quickly we want to call upon those that have been recruited to take on their jobs regardless of where they are going to be posted, because again, like we have emphasized, this is a service to the country, and so wherever they've been posted, we implore on those teachers that have been appointed to do that. But also we want, as we are commending government, to ask government to also quickly update the list immediately people have taken up their positions. I think it's going to be by September, so that then we can establish how many of those that have been appointed have taken up their jobs and those that have declined, so that then those that are on the waiting list can quickly be integrated on the list, so that the creation of jobs and the benefiting of this opportunity can be maximized.
Reformed Church in Zambia Matero Congregation Reverend in Charge Dr. Peñas Mbewa has urged Christians to imitate Jesus Christ and do God's work diligently. Reverend Dr. Mbewa says peace and love should be part of everyone's daily Christian way of life. Speaking during the enrollment of 50 Girls Brigade officers and one young leader, the clergyman hopes to see peace and love in Zambian churches, places of work and in the community. Meanwhile, Reverend Dr. Mbewa has asked politicians to take care and love each other, even as they conduct their political businesses. Kabwata Member of Parliament Andrew Tayengwa has challenged the church to get involved in the development of the country by encouraging members to form cooperatives so that they can also benefit from the empowerment programs formed by government to better the lives of Zambians. Speaking during the African Sunday service at Pentecostal Holiness Church in Lusaka's Kabwata area, Mr. Tayengwa says it is high time the church begins to identify what they can do and form cooperatives so as to the only way they can benefit from the Constituency Development Fund CDF. Meanwhile, Southern Conference Overseer Pentecostal Holiness Bishop Harrison Daka has urged the people to support and work together with the leaders for the betterment of the country.
Kabwata Member of Parliament Andrew Tayengwa has challenged the church to get involved into the development of the country by encouraging members to form cooperatives so that they can also benefit from the empowerment programs formed by government to better the lives of Zambians. Speaking during the African Sunday service at Pentecostal Holiness Church in Lusaka's Kabwata area, Mr. Tayengwa says it is high time the church begins to identify what they can do and form cooperatives, as that's the only way they can benefit from the Constituency Development Fund CDF.
CDF is not only for so-called budget cadres, no. That money is made for you who live in the community. It's a developmental monetary agenda. Yeah. We want to develop our communities where we live, and that's the reason why the president had to increase the CDF from 1.6 million to 25.7. The reason why he did that, he wants you and me in our different communities to start developing our communities. Yeah. That it's high time that we are identified, either the youth ministry, either the women ministry. There's a church in Chilenje called Doctor Ministries. They have actually formed up a cooperative within the women, and we also applied for the CDF empowerment. So this is what we want to do. We want the house of God to start supporting itself. Amen. You are the best people that can make this house of God to grow. You are the gift, and the gift should be seen in you.
Meanwhile, Southern Conference Overseer Pentecostal Holiness Bishop Harrison Daka has urged the people to support and work together with their leaders for the betterment of the country.
We don't want to hear that they are fighting in Kabwata constituency. We want them, despite their different political affiliations, they should be able to show love to one another. They should be able to be tolerant to other people's views. They should be able to be people of integrity in whatever they do. So that Kabwata should remain a constituency where people are going to learn from. Daniel did not want to change his cultural way of life. He said, no, this is what I'm going to be. I'm not going to follow your way of life. Because of that, Daniel even became a leader in the foreign land. You who are here today, you can be leaders in Kabwata constituency.
And Area Councillor Ruben Mwenyo has this to say.
We have the tendency of not appreciating each other. We have the tendency of pulling each other down. I don't know why there's so much bitterness amongst ourselves as Africans. We don't want to see each other progressing. All we want to see is to be people that every time we go to Nipemba Kochakut, so that not realizing that when you are okay and the next person is okay, even the burdens are lessened.
The key role the church plays in politics is through its ministry into policy, structure, or issues on behalf of humanity in general or of a community in particular. And their role is seen in the application of relevant moral norms to the current political concerns of the day. Hence, the church needs to continue engaging with government on justice, corruption, and other things among others. Margaret Chota, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
Kabwata Member of Parliament I beg your pardon, we now go for another set of commercials.
Nothing works up our emotions like a good game of sports. And just like life, all it could take is one crazy idea to change the game.
Make sure you pass the ball. Let's go.
Are you ready to win? 1xBet. Bets for every taste.
Are you at home and want an easier and faster way to access and manage your Airtel account? Download the My Airtel app from your app store. Open the app, enter your phone number, click on Request OTP, enter your one-time PIN, and congratulations! You can now use the My Airtel app to top up, pay bills, send money, and much more. Be smart, be safe.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Earlier, Reformed Church in Zambia, Matero Congregation Reverend in charge Dr. Penyas Mbewe has urged Christians to imitate Jesus Christ and do God's work diligently.
That as we live in this world, in our society today, we must kuchinda chimenemo lugafuna pakati patu nechifukale naye makhalidwe yanu utindo of your life every cha Yesu Jesus uweza komunao nako bantu bachitotapwesa ni Mkristu koma chikhalidwe nichosokonezeka. Jesus, the love of God manifest in our midst. Paulo aneneratu pa verse ya 3 akuti live a life of love.
How to use your home Airtel Money wallet when traveling across Africa. Step 1. Get used to a new place. Step 2. Learn the language and culture. Step 3. Pay your bills in a foreign country using your home Airtel Money wallet. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
And now for the rest of the news. Kauma Member of Parliament Morgan Sitwala has objected the narrative that Zambian politics are politics of the belly, where politicians but just concentrate on feeding their stomachs. Speaking in an exclusive interview in Lusaka, Mr. Sitwala laments that the mindset of politics being a focus on self-sustenance is long gone. He further argues that current politicians are there to serve the people, and as such, even the Constituent Development Fund (CDF) that was released countrywide by government will help in acquiring machines and equipment that can be used to improve agriculture in rural areas. And as we end the news, we look at the headlines once again. Dead body picked up in Lusaka. Identity still unknown. Local government commission cracks whip on the LCC as some employees found unqualified. Family-centered NGOs welcome mass recruitment. And finally, Calabar resigns from DP as Rangos deepens. Well, thank you so much, Mwemba, one Zambia and one nation.
MUVI Television will be exhibiting at this year's Agricultural and